It turns out that we are a club that is quite well suited to cup competitions. It's going rather well. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, David, and we are back for episode number 7 of Going Intercontinental here with Newell's Old Boys. As you can see from the screen at the moment, we have been in scintillating form since the end of the Superliga season. We're now into the Copa Superliga Argentina, the very new cup in Argentina. Like I say, the prefix or the suffix to the original season. So where we left off, the last games we played were against Banfield and Estudiantes in the cup itself. You see, we had a 2-2 draw and a 4-0 win. But since then, we've been absolutely firing them in left, right, and centre. We had one slip up against Argentinos Junior. We really should have won that game. It was a bit of a shame. Obviously, you can see a guy got sent off in the last minute. It didn't really change a huge amount. But as you can see, yeah, we've been absolutely firing them in, including a 4-0 dismantling of Sarmiento in the cup as well. So that does mean we're through to the 6th round of the cup. I think that's been drawn. I can't remember who we're playing against. Not going to lie. Let's see if we can have a look and find that one out. Where is it? We are against Ferro in the 6th round of the cup. Next round is on the 18th of July. I assume that means that is in season 2021's fixture list, as you can see. But for today's games, we are going to be playing against Lanús and Rosario Central. Rosario Central being a rivalry with us at the moment. So go onto the club info screen just so we can confirm that. It's the Rosario Derby, I think. Yeah, Clasico de Rosario Derby. You never know. You've got Union, Colon, and Tido Federal. I've never heard of them. Don't think they're in our league at the moment. But yeah, we're in there. In terms of club vision, we're looking very healthy now. As you can see, he's pleased that we're nearly reaching the 7th round of the cup, and he's delighted that, as you'll now see, we are top of the Copa Super League table. So top 2 obviously going through to the semi-final. Presumably they'll face each other, and then they'll face the Group B team in the final, I would imagine. But we're looking pretty healthy at the moment, so we are definitely forming what looks to be a bit of a cup team. But for this game against Lanús in this one, we are going to be playing a very familiar now looking starting 11. So we've got Aguirre back in goal. He's back from injury. He's back fully fighting fit. Bartolo, Caligari, Lema, and Nadalan the back 4. Nadalan still, Caligari still deputising for the currently injured Gentiletti. He's still not particularly happy that we didn't give him a new contract. However, we've managed to sway the other players in the team not to support that request. We then have Rivero and Moreno, our classic partnership in the centre of the park. You can see they've got that lovely little green line between them, which is always what you want to see. Gonzalez, Forza, we've actually got Palacios back in the squad because we were looking a little bit thin on the right wing side, so we brought him back in despite the fact he'll be leaving us at the end of the season. And then we have Bravo up top. As you can see, big old sea of green showing at the top there. Trepo in the last game, he scored. He was out an absolute belter. I realised that he was on loan at the start of this season. He's come back. He's not the best player in the world, but from the left wing that he played last game, he's got a brace, and that was his 25th and 26th goals of the season, which makes you wonder why we didn't have him back in the first place. But there you go. So going into this one, bags of confidence in the lads. Like I say, unbeaten in the last, I think it's 8 games in club and cup competitions. So hopefully we'll continue that good form as we go into these next 2 and games beyond that as well. We were going to give you the cup game against Sarmiento, whatever their name is. I can't remember what they're called. But I got a little bit too trigger happy, got into the screen, and I started playing the game before I'd even realised. So we'll swiftly move on from that. We'll make sure we get you into the next. We'll get you some coverage of the next cup game that you played. I've just realised I've left it on cautious. I've been trying to tell myself for a while to put that back to positive after the game against Estudiantes, I think it was. But we shall see how we go on. You see, scored 14, conceded 4 in the cup so far. So very, very pleased with the outlook that we've had so far in these last 7 games. So hopefully, like I say, we can keep that going today. I'm not too far. If we draw this game, I'm not hugely concerned. As you can see, we're 5 points clear at the top. A win would be lovely. Obviously, we'd love to win all of these games, but if we don't, then I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But let's see what we can do as we're 17 minutes in, and Lanús are currently on the ball. Hopefully, Rivera's managed to intercept that one. Sforzas can pass that up to Moreno. Is he going to go for another long-range effort? Is he going to shoot? Oh, just wide of the post. He's getting his sights on early doors. See, we're all over the ball as normal. not had too many chances in terms of attempts at the moment. Only the 2 shots, one of which we've just seen. See, we got back on the ball again, going back to Aguirre. So obviously, it's good to know that the spine of this team, unless we have any financial issues and we need to sell anyone, which we do obviously have, but I'm hoping to try and keep these players. See, Bravo's in on goal. He's going to score. Oh, good save by the keeper. Lovely little run in from that man there. But yeah, it's interesting to see what's going to happen here. We've got another chance in the corner. Doesn't quite make it in though. But yeah, like I say, it should be the case apart from Palacios and potentially Aguirre if we do end up selling him, because he is wanted by a couple of clubs, so we might cash in on him. The team we're seeing at the moment should be the team that we start next season with as well, which is always good. Keep a nice bit of consistency in the team, which is what we're always after. But at the start of this game, we seem to be having a bit more of the highlights anyway. But I'm going to tell the boys to get creative. Want to see if they can pull the finger out a little bit, start to make a couple of chances. I was too apprehensive to start recording this one actually because of the form we've been on in the last few games. But I thought I need to show you guys some of these games as we're going through them. As Independiente and Argentinos Juniors are both winning by the looks of it. Again, little Football Manager quirk where I have to put this back on each time. Yeah, Independiente and Argentinos Juniors both winning at the moment. So closing the gap to 4 points if it stays as it is. But hopefully, yeah, we can start to build into this game a little bit more. We've had the one clear-cut chance for now, which would have been from the corner, I believe. But that's an easy save there for Aguirre. And hopefully this will be a highlight that builds into us getting a chance as well. I've said it many times before, I do find those little feet really amusing as he's giving it to De La Vega, which is not what we want to see. It's a ball back over to De La Vega. He's going to put it into Ceballos. De La Vega scored. He's offside. Offside there. Is that Pedro De La Vega? It is indeed. He's formerly, for those of you who watched the Lelujo series, the Greek Odyssey, if you don't, then I'd strongly suggest you do so. It's a fantastic series. He's a recent signing for them, I believe. So yeah, I know how good he is. Forgot that he was over in Argentina before he joined him over in the Greek leagues. So if you're watching Lelujo, love your work, man. Very good. What are we going to do here? I'm going to say far from pleased, which I'm going to give them a bit of a kick up the arse and get them to go again. The players are itching to get out there and in positive spirits. Exactly what I want to see. It's interesting. I've only just noticed on the 2D screen that it changes the shape of the pitch depending on presumably what the groundsman's gone for. Also worth noting that I believe this is going to be the second game in 2 games that we're playing at Lanús Stadium, because if you remember from episode 6 or maybe even episode 5, we were talking about the fact that the cup game was actually being played at a neutral venue, which was a little bit weird. So yeah, we're playing at their ground for a second week in a row, which is not something I would have expected to happen, but I've got no issues with that. Obviously worth noting it would have been episode 4 and 5, not episode 5 and 6, because we are currently in episode 6. So me being a little bit silly there. I'm going to make a change now. See, Argentinos Junior closing the gap a little bit. We've still got a 3-point cushion, which is good. Hampered by injury. I didn't realise Moran Bravo was injured, so let's bring him on. Let's bring Capitani on. I don't really want to bring in Trepo. He's probably one of those that's probably going to leave at the end of the season. As you can see, he's got decent enough attributes, but I don't think I'll keep him. Not really had a look in, to be honest with you. I'll bring off Palacios as well and bring on Chingalani. I'll switch him and Gonzalez around. Chingalani obviously recovering from injury, so it'd be good to give him a bit of a run out. Put him in as the attacking inside forward, and then Francisco Gonzalez, as we know from the last few episodes, can play on either wing, which is a lovely little thing to have. So we shall carry on. I think I'm going to go attacking as well. Try and break the duct and get the goal. Patolo injured, unfortunately. We're going to have to keep an eye on him. Does look like his condition's going back up slightly, but I think we might have to bring him off. We have got Freites who can come on to replace him. But it does look like he's okay for the moment. We'll give him another 5-10 minutes, see how he copes. Chingalani taking the ball off the goal kick. That's good to see. Caligari plays out to the injured Patolo. See how quickly he runs down the side. Don't think he'll be going too far. Yeah, I think we might have to bring him off looking at what he's just done there. That was very poor. Don't know if the injury's causing any issues there, but we might have to make that change sooner rather than later. A lovely little play. Chingalani on the outside on the edge of the box. Going to put a ball in. Gonzalez to the back post. Oh, it's gone over the bar. That is... I should have been a goal, really. The whole of the goal looked open for him, but didn't manage to get the finish. We'll put in this guy as a wing back on the defend instruction because we've got inside forward there. I'll put Nadalan up as an attacking wing back just to try and utilise the inverted winger that we have in Gonzalez there, try and get them switching back and forth. But hopefully, yeah, we can continue on the attack and hopefully get the decisive goal in this game. I'm going to get some passion out of the boys. I want to see them do a little bit more in this game. It's not been the most interesting game to watch. I can only apologise. You're probably wishing you've watched a couple of the old ones back, but you win some, you lose some. I'm sure the next game will be just as interesting, though. I have no doubt about that. We even beat Boca in our little run, I believe. We beat them 2-1. We scored in the 93rd minute, I think it was, and I was fist pumping like an absolute beast. I was so pleased with that. We went 1-0 up, we drew 1-1, and then we got a last minute goal to beat them, which was incredible. Got a corner. Again, no highlights, so I think that's going to be all over. Yeah, ball draw. I say all of the ball, fairly got the rub of the green in terms of that centre half getting the man of the match. That's not unsurprising considering what happened. Again, our centre half's got some good ratings as well. But I'm not going to say it was brilliant. You're unlucky. I'm not going to say it was an excellent result because I really feel like we should have won that one. But there you go. You win some, you lose some. At least we're unbeaten in the cup still. So chairman will be happy with that indeed. But guys, we'll be back in a minute for the next game, which will be against, he tells us in a second, Rosario Central, of course, yeah, derby game. So yeah, we'll be back in a sec. So this is an interesting message. It says elections are on the horizon for Newell. I have no idea what that means. It does mention that under club rules, current chairman Eduardo Bermudez, fantastic name, is not eligible to serve a second term and will be stepping down whatever happens on the 19th of June. So we get a new chairman. Is that like a takeover in Argentina? Like, what happens? Whatever the case, stick a pencil in the diary. I'm going to have to make sure that we get something recorded for the 19th of June because I'm very intrigued to know what's going to happen there. Stay tuned. Alright, then we are back for the derby game against Rosario Central. One change in the squad, I believe. Just checking back to see if there's no change. Yeah, just the one. So Antonioli has replaced the now injured Aguirre in the goalkeeping position. Aguirre with a tight Achilles, so we left him out just as an injury doubt. Other news that's worth noting is we have accepted a bid for Pablo Perez, so he could be on his way out of the door. We did also have a bid in for Aguirre as well, but we did reject that one. He was not particularly impressed. It was a 1.8 million bid. I felt we could get 2.5. I told him that in the chat with him. He wouldn't budge from 1.8 million, so he's not particularly happy. But I will most likely look to offer him out to clubs for 2.5. After this, and we'll do that offline and see if we get any interest for him, because if he's not going to want to stay, then we're not going to force him. Like I say, we've got plenty of people in the squad who will be more than willing to replace him, as Antonioli is going to be more than capable of doing in this game. Obviously, with it being a derby game, good chance for him to be blooded in. We are favourites for this one, so he's still top of the league. Rosario, I believe, are in 7th place in the league, I think. I'll confirm that in just a second when the league table comes up. But yeah, we are favourites for this, so I would like to see where we can do that. I know you'll be a lot keen to avenge it. Let's do the revenge tactics. That normally works quite nicely. We've got faith in the lads, as we always do. Well, I say always, most of the time do. And at the 6th in the league, sorry, not 8th. But we are still, at this moment in time, still the only unbeaten team in the competition at the moment, although Rosario have got a very early chance. Antonioli's managed to, I think, save that. I think he tucked it onto the bar, which is scary signs at the start of the game. Need to try and buy our way back into this a little bit, I think. There's no players that I recognise in that team from Rosario, not that I can tell anyway. Some familiar surnames. Wouldn't necessarily think they are familiar in anything other than that. Obviously, you've got people like Palacios, Hernandez, Rodriguez, all these sorts of people that are very common surnames in this part of the world, but not necessarily the same people you think they are. But here we go, Patolo with the ball in. Bravo. Oh, it's off the bar. Yes, get in. Roman Bravo. 3rd goal of the season. He's not scored many goals, has he, the young man? But he's hopefully going to start to come good a little bit more now, and that's the perfect way to open the scoring this evening in this game. So hopefully we can continue on with that vein of form. Puts us up to 18 points now, which is 4 points clear of Independiente, who are currently playing and winning against Central Cordoba. You would expect that to be the case. You see, they've still only won the one game and drawn a few as well, but we beat them midway through, if I remember correctly, and they're starting to eke out that gap as well. I think the surprise package here is probably Aldosivi, I would say. They're fourth in the league at the moment. They didn't really have a good time in the actual league itself, but seems to be doing a little bit better this time around. But Sforza's out on the break. He's going to put himself into a little bit of no man's land here. Is he going to try and break a ball in? Bravo again. Hits the defender, and it's saved by the keeper from the follow-up by Gonzalez. Gonzalez now a decent player for the Super League sides, which is good. So he's definitely improving according to the star ratings. Anyway, I've read many things that say don't necessarily believe all you see on them, because apparently they are relative to your best player. So they should, in theory, be the highest player. Everyone then is star rated in relation to them. Doesn't necessarily mean you've got a 5-star player on your books, but if your best player is a 4-star, then if someone's 3.5 stars, then they're nearly as good as them, supposedly anyway. These guys are uninterested after the feedback. I'm not going to do anything just yet, just see what happens, but we're coming up to half time and we're looking good. I probably shouldn't have played Bartolo, to be honest, because he did have an injury at the last game and he's been out for a couple of days, but I did feel like we needed to play him because he's obviously been very influential throughout this season. And if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure he signed a new contract as well. I think he has, yeah. Pleased to sign a new contract. Yeah, he did. I thought he did. I've also elected now to... Bravo gets another goal. It's 2-0. Wonderful stuff. That's what you want to see. Another headed from the corner. I haven't actually changed the corners on this yet. I keep forgetting to go back into the tactics screens outside of a game and actually changing them. I just keep forgetting to do it, but hey, I'll take that. I'm very happy. 2-0 up. Bravo with a brace. And we're all looking good. But yeah, changing the responsibilities. I'm now in charge of contract renewals. I'm also in charge of contract renewals for the first team and the reserves. Because what I found is when I have a habit of, if I've got someone out on loan, I stick them in the reserves because they get in the way and I'm too lazy to filter them in and out. But what happens is, because they're in the reserves, my director of football is renegotiating contracts with them, so they're out on loan. I'm expecting them to leave at the end of the season, and then they come in with another 2.5k pay rise, and I'm thinking, oh, for Christ's sake. It's all a little bit annoying. So I've elected to do both of those, and I'm now looking after incoming transfers for the first team as well. But let's make a couple of changes, shall we? Palacios not having a good game, so we'll do our trademark switch, put Francisco Gonzalez out onto the left, and bring Cingolani on to replace him there. Put Cingolani in as the inside forward on attack again. He's been disappointing me, I'm not going to lie. I've been sticking true to him, as you guys know, for the last few episodes, but he's not really offering a huge amount, which is a bit of a shame, really, because I think he would actually be a very good player if he just got a bit more... I don't really know what to call it, but he thinks Alan Aguirre should be allowed to leave the club. Well, he can leave the club. He's just got to leave the club for a fee that's decent for us. Also, this is really old news, but I'll bring it to you anyway. When Nelson Ibanez and someone else left, Gianelli, was it, the right back? When they left, I didn't realise that in their contracts they had sell-on clauses, so that any of the sell-on clauses or any of the profits we got from them, or any of the fees we got from them, Ibanez took the whole 100%, so he's gained nothing of his transfer fee for him, and I think Gabrielli got 60%, so of the 250k we sold him for, we got, 110 grand, if that. Probably 100 grand, actually, something like that. I'm not very good at percentages. Maths is not my strong point. Used to be, not anymore. There we go. Back onto this then. Patolo down the left-hand side. I'll probably bring him off in a second. Sforza into Moreno. Back to Sforza. Lovely little ball out to Patolo. Is he going to get a ball in now? See if he can get a good cross in. Not quite. Gonzalez at the edge of the box. Oh, just wide of the post. I think that's about time that we're going to bring Patolo off. He has had a good game as always. He's had an excellent game apparently, so I do feel a little bit for him as we're hauling him off, but he's very tired. Therefore, we don't really want to keep him on. I'm also going to bring on Treppo and put Cingolani out onto the right this time. Have a little switcheroo and give Treppo again, because like I say, he did play well in the cup game, so I really feel like he should be afforded a chance to continue his run of form. Are we going to have that chance? No, we're not going to get the free kick that was on the edge of the area, it looks like, which is a shame. But at this rate, we're going to be continuing our unbeaten campaign in the cup, which I'm very, very pleased with. So drop some praise for the boys. Let's fire them up. Can we get another goal before the end of the game? I'm not going to be too concerned if we do or we don't. what I'm really impressed about is the fact we've only conceded 4 goals. Obviously, Independiente have only conceded 2, but 4 goals, considering our form in the start of the season in the league, I'm very pleased with that, and it's giving us a good old chance of getting into semi-final of the Cup as well. I'm very pleased with the result there. That was a game that I didn't think we would do very well at, but we've managed to beat our rivals. Next game, as you can see, is against Arsenal de Sarandi. What does that mean in terms of us getting into the semi-finals? Are we there yet? Got 3 games left? We're not quite there. We're 6 points clear. See, Boca and Aldosivi, they might win their games. Independiente can go 1 point behind us with a win, but we're definitely not being outclassed, that's for sure, which I'm very, very pleased to see. In terms of the next episode, what we're going to look at, what sort of games are we going to go for? I think we'll probably do the last 2. So in fact, we might just do the last one, actually. We'll do Talleres, depending on what happens, whether we'll be able to get into the semi-finals or not. I'll go back for Talleres, so we'll do the next 2 offline. We'll come back for Talleres in the next episode, and then hopefully we'll have the semi-final for you guys as well. But thank you very much again for watching, guys. My name's been David. If you have enjoyed, then make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe for regular Football Manager videos. There's a Monday, Wednesday and Friday this series is going to be dropping, so make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell notification so you know exactly when these go live on those days of the week. I hope you enjoyed yourself, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you again soon. Cheers.